The dogs you don't see. They said it was a simple retrieval. Target on the run. Non-lethal preferred. I've heard that line before. Usually ends with someone on fire and someone else missing a leg. But the fixer paid in full up front. That buys a certain kind of silence. He wore a synth leather coat too clean for his job and smiled like he practiced it in the mirror. Mid-tier corporate man. Enough clout to make problems disappear, just not enough to get his hands dirty doing it. He slid me the file and said, "We need him back breathing, just breathing. His mouth doesn't matter." The target's name was Enzo Vale, ex-asset for Orentech. Burned them for sensitive data and took off before the claws could close. They'd tracked him to Tessera 5, a mining moon that tried to grow a backbone once, didn't end well. Tessera 5. They call it the Bone Cradle now. The colony split itself apart a decade ago when the subsurface plates collapsed, sent half the infrastructure into the crust and the rest into orbit. The locals never left, couldn't afford to. They live in shell-wrecked towers and melted scaffolds, breathing half air and burning plastic for warmth. When the wretched light broke orbit and dropped into the dust belt, I could see the fault lines still glowing beneath the surface, like the planet hadn't finished screaming. I set her down in a landing nest made from cargo crates and wishful thinking. A one-eyed kid waved me in, then tried to sell me bootleg antibiotics and a live slug in a jar. I didn't buy either. I had a name, a face, and a general grid from satellite ping 6 days old. That meant nothing. Out here, a man can change everything about himself in under an hour, except how he walks. So I followed the gate. Tessera's streets aren't streets. They're cracks in the metal, ramps, holes, shadows, bridges of rebar you pray won't snap. The sky's always a sick gray, too bright, like it forgot what night is supposed to look like. Every building leans a little wrong. Wind howls through broken vents like an animal that got stuck. Smells like burnt rubber, blood, and vinegar. I passed 6 bodies before I found someone alive enough to lie to me. They said they hadn't seen Enzo. I slipped a credit chip into their palm and asked again. They pointed me toward the Green Line quarters, what used to be worker housing, now repurposed into a slum stacked 6 high and 10 deep. No cameras, no lights, just heat signatures and regret. I found him in the 3rd stack, room 3C, power still on, bad sign. He'd barricaded the door with a plasteel desk and 3 chairs. I knocked once. He fired through it. Missed. Loud. Desperate. "Vale!" I barked. "You've got 2 shots left. 1 in the mag, 1 in the chamber. Don't waste 'em." Silence. Then, "You a corp dog?" "No," I said. "I just get paid better than they do." A long pause. I could hear his breath. Sharp. Cracked. Then the door creaked open. He looked worse than the file. Slick hair now matted. Jacket torn. Smelled like fear and cheap stims. But his eyes were clear. That told me he still thought he had options. "Look," he said. "I didn't sell anything. You ran," I said. "They don't care why." He stared at me like he was trying to measure what I'd do next. "You're not gonna kill me?" "I'm not paid to. Doesn't mean I won't." I cuffed him, hands behind. Tight. No protests. We took the long walk back in silence, boots echoing in the steel bones of the colony. At one point, he asked, "You ever think about how easy it'd be to disappear out here?" I said nothing. He nodded, like that was the answer. We reached the wretched light just before sundown, or whatever passed for it in the ashlight sky. I threw him in the brig. Small, cold, honest. Told him if he had anything to say, now was the time. He looked at me through the bars and said, "They're going to wipe me, you know that, right?" I lit a cigarette. Let the silence do the talking. He was right. I called in the pickup once we cleared orbit. Transfer coordinates came through fast. No thank yous, no small talk, just a code and a countdown. He sat quiet the whole way there. Didn't beg, didn't curse. When they docked, I handed him over without a word. I watched the corp crew drag him out of the airlock. One of them patted me on the shoulder. "Appreciate the efficiency," he said. "People like you keep the system clean." I didn't answer, just shut the hatch and lifted off. Back in the cockpit, I watched the nav screen drift into long-range starlight. The console beeped. Payment received. Full amount. No flags. I poured a drink. Let it sit. Jobs like that, they stick to the inside of your head. Not because of what you did, but because of what you didn't.
Now, that is the end for this one. Make sure you come back for more, and like and subscribe. See you soon.